Would you rather make 10 surface level changes to impress her, to bring her back, and then eventually she'll leave you? Or make one real change that is a little bit harder, but 10 times more likely to not just bring her back, but keep her for good? Raj's wife was gone, moved to another country, sent a lawyer's notice, and at one point turned hostile, demanding money and freedom from him.
Then she turned like vengeful and wanted money and assets.
Then something just changed. It was a shift so powerful. She apologized and gave up everything to be by his side again.
So she like sort of quit her job. She gave up her house, 1 year lease, 6 months remaining in the lease in Barcelona. Said, I'm coming back.
So what changed? So in this video, I'll show you 4 steps that turned Raj's wife from vengeful to loving and investing in their marriage again.
It is amazing to see how Shobi has fallen completely into her feminine frame and how she was as before, and so beautiful and loving.
Would you say that you guys are dating again or together?
Get together.
Together.
Proper together. Yeah, like fiercely together.
By the way, the third point has the power to make her look at you the way she did on your wedding day, just fully committed with no doubts in her mind.
She was so happy, and she said, I will do anything it takes. This was huge.
Before I share the timeline of Raj's journey, which honestly might make your situation feel like a minor setback in comparison, and trust me, I'm not here to downplay what you're going through, but Raj's journey proves that no matter how far gone that the marriage seems to be, there's always a path forward. And that path starts with just one crucial shift. Mastering this will give you instant clarity and control over your emotions. And for her, it will create the emotional safety she needs to soften, lean in, and start seeing you in a whole new light. Here it is in Raj's words.
The greatest unlock that I've had is realizing that there are triggers outside, external to me, and then when it comes to me, I react. And I used to hide behind this facade that, it's okay to react angrily. It's okay to be angry because I didn't cause it. There is external stimuli that needs to be fixed. And then somebody explained it to me saying, when you react angrily, the trigger is still in control. You are not. And I assume you'd like to be a control freak. So if you want to be in control, you learn to respond. When you're responding to the trigger, then you're in control. I'm like, wow, that's great. To a logical person like me, explaining emotion with logic sounded like perfect symmetry. Okay, this is great.
Raj is talking about the locus of control shift. You see, like most men at first, he went from reacting to external chaos to eventually owning his own internal stability. What I mean is, most men come to this program fearing, they really feel powerless in their marriage, okay? Their wife pulls away and suddenly they're in just panic mode, as they should be. But they're over-explaining, over-apologizing, walking on eggshells, hoping she'll change so they'll finally feel secure again. But here's the real problem. They're lying at the effect of their wife's emotions instead of being the cause of their own stability. As an analogy, we call this the mirror effect in our program. Your marriage is a mirror. She's a mirror to you. It reflects whatever you bring into it. If you're reactive, anxious, unsteady, she will reactively become defensive and frustrated and uncertain herself. However, if you're able to remain calm, you tap back into that confidence you once had, and you maintain control, she will start to soften, she will relax, and she will trust again. Raj used to think his wife's moods were just causing his reactions. If she was cold, he felt rejected. If she got upset, he felt like a failure. And worst of all, he thought it was justified, okay? But then something hit him with a truth bomb, as it often does with guys in our program. If you're reacting, then you're not in control, period. That's when everything just clicked for him. That was a really good snap. Every time he got angry, desperate, or defensive, he was just giving his power away, okay? Letting the trigger control him instead of taking ownership of his response. That's the idea of the internal locus of control I talk about, right? Where
Yes.
Are you at the cause or the effect, right? And the state a lot of men are in when they first come into the program and they're trying to get their wives back is they are at the effect. Their wife does something, their emotions shift and change based on the way she is, and that's following her. That's going to your feminine. And having that strong frame, realizing that you do have the ability to feel those triggers and then choose. That is emotional intelligence, right? So just ask yourself, are you at the cause of your emotions or at the effect? Are you in the masculine or the reactive feminine? If her coldness makes you desperate, you're at the effect. If her frustration makes you defensive, you're at the effect. And if she pulls away and you instantly spiral into panic with the worst case scenarios, you're not at the cause. And that's why so many men feel lost when trying to get their wife back, because they're following her lead emotionally Get this, like really tap into this. You're not being that masculine man that she needs. Instead, imagine that when she gets upset, right, she throws a test your way. She pulls back, whatever it is. Instead of reacting, you choose how you respond. You say calm, steady, and unfazed. That is the masculine energy. That's leadership. And that's when she starts reflecting something different back to you. So if you don't like what you're seeing in that mirror, don't try to fix the reflection, fix yourself. But before Raj honed this principle, he was caught in just a cycle of uncertainty, desperation, and what we call false hope in our program. He actually shared a timeline with me. It's pretty interesting.
September 2023 was when I joined MM, and March 2023 was when Shobi checked out of the marriage. So after like 5 months, I joined the program. She sent me a lawyer notice. That was like a bad time. And then she moved out, no contact.
At this point, most men would panic. They text too much, they try to explain, they try to make her see reason. But Raj, he decided to try something different.
Then I started doing a lot of potency actions, trying to be more genuine and authentic.
He doubled down on what we call potency actions. These are real change, not just tactics. They're authenticity, not manipulation. But instead of things getting better, they actually got worse. And then came the final blow. She wasn't just leaving him, she was leaving the country.
And then she dropped a bomb on me that she's moving to Spain, like quitting her job here and joining another job in Spain. And then that was also, a big thing. And then she moved to Spain. At that time when she was moving, she seemed a bit amiable and communication lines were a bit open.
Most men would naturally spiral here. They would beg, they would plead, they would do anything to get her to stay. But Raj did the opposite. Instead of chasing her across the world, he chose to master himself.
And during this time, I had made a lot of change and transformation myself, Josh. My posture towards Shobi like completely changed. And I was like, we had already set like a stature thing that, our marriage is over. There is no two ways about it. There is no ambiguity about it. We can only build a new future. There is no concept of going back. Those words going back doesn't make any sense at all. Both of us don't need that. So we had sort of settled in that equilibrium, but she was not willing to reconcile at all. And then I was like, okay, now I started to learn to live my life by myself, try to be happy by myself, and I was sort of enjoying it.
Raj can make giant leaps in progress due to his second step. It's what shifts you from desperate to desirable, where she starts noticing something different about you. Go ahead and have a listen.
I learned that I was operating from a place of fear. My actions and the things that I was saying were coming from a place of fear. What if I do this, how will she react? How is she going to respond to this? Is she going to be upset? Is she going to be angry? Do I say it now? Do I not say it now? Do I do it? Do I not do it? Such a thing. Until I had this unlock sometime in April, and I said, no, it doesn't matter. I'm going to say what I feel is right if it is the right thing. I'm going to do what I do is right. And that was sort of the time when I started detaching myself from the outcome. Do the right things, say the right things, whatever is the outcome, face it.
Raj realized that he was making every decision based on fear. And fear-based decisions, they never lead to respect, attraction, or reconciliation. Raj had to apply cognitive fear detachment. The moment Raj let go of controlling the outcome, when he stopped chasing her validation, when he started acting with integrity and seeing his own boundaries, everything changed. Instead of thinking, what can I say to make her stay? He started asking, what do I actually need in this relationship? There was a study done on the negative thoughts and the mental control paradox. The more you try to control an outcome, the more anxious and ineffective we become. Now, studies on decision making under stress show that when people fixate on avoiding loss, right, focusing on what they're going to lose, their brain shifts into the reactive mode, fight or fright. It focuses on the negative, what they can lose. Instead of making clear, confident choices, they will default to fear-based thinking, leading to hesitation, second-guessing, and emotional volatility. And when Raj stopped chasing and started leading, everything changed. Even from afar, she could see his changes from their correspondence. And at one point, she was contemplating coming back, but he set a boundary.
And I told Shobi clearly, until I see intent and commitment, I don't want any reconciliation. I need to see that. It's not just blindly, if you say we want back, I'll take you back. No, we are both going to fall into bad patterns. It's like, I need to see strong intent and commitment from you.
He told her straight up, until I see real intent and commitment from you, I don't want reconciliation. He didn't say this as a manipulation tactic to get her to stay, not to scare her into changing, but simply because that was his authentic truth. When Raj learned to prioritize himself and set boundaries, it paved the way for this next step. Not only did it free him of anxiety and stress, but it caused his wife to apologize and to fight to be by his side again, with devotion she had when they first got married. Listen to Raj describe this.
I didn't hear the answers that I wanted to, so I was done. I came back, I had fully let go. Until that point, I thought I had let go, but I didn't know what letting go fully meant until I actually did it. So I let go. I became single in my mind. I took down all her photos, pictures, changed my posture completely, even told her I'm ready for the divorce. And I was doing it for myself, genuinely, not because of her.
Raj achieved emotional release. Letting go isn't just something that you say, it's something that you have to become, okay? Raj thought he had to let go, but he hadn't fully released himself from the outcome. The moment he truly detached mentally, emotionally, even physically, when he was no longer waiting, hoping, or posturing for his wife to return, that's when he found clarity and strength and freedom to move forward, whether she came back or not. But the question now is, how do you know when you're ready to fully let go? How do you know you did fully let go? This is an advanced concept, one that confuses a lot of men when they first hear it. But have a listen to our conversation where we answer that exact question. This ties into letting go. And as you know, it's more of an advanced concept because it's so conceptual in nature. And a lot of the men, when they first come into the program, they hear the idea of letting go and they're completely confused by the idea. So I'm always trying to learn more from someone who's understood this concept. It's really hard to teach with words. So let me ask you, like, what was going on in your mind and how you felt about her and the relationship when you knew you let go?
Yeah. When I knew I let go, I knew that, I had to prioritize myself. And fast forward, when Shobi said she wanted to reconcile after I had let go, was when I truly realized that I had fully let go. Because when she wanted to reconcile, I didn't. And that's when I realized, okay, this is what fully letting go means. All this time I thought I had let go, I thought I had let go, but it was never 100%. I think 100% letting go is when your partner wants back and you don't. I think until that, you've not truly fully let go.
They're powerful words. I mean, for months, Raj, he rode an emotional roller coaster, right? Doing everything he could to win his wife back. But when he put in the work and reached the emotional release threshold, something unexpected happened. He questioned whether he even wanted her back anymore. I mean, that's crazy to think, right? From where he was, but that's not to say every man who reaches this point feels the same way, but it does change everything.
And that's when Shobi called when I was in Vegas, crying, begging, let me come back. I want back in the relationship. I'm sorry for everything that I did, this blah, all that thing, right?
Raj had spent so long trying to fix the marriage, and now the moment was here. The apology, the reconciliation, the reconnection. He found himself at a crossroads.
And the beauty is, I was like, this is perhaps what I wanted, but now that I have it, I don't want it. What's happening? This is such a beautiful conundrum, right?
But as time passed, Raj realized something deeper. His love for her had never left. And through an unexpected shift in perspective, he saw their life together with new eyes this time.
And then we were like cordial for a while, and I was like planning to initiate divorce and other things until I had some more learning and a couple of epiphanies when I saw about the things happening around in my life with people that I care about, with people with 1 degree of separation. People are battling death, child death, disease, divorce. My best friend's wife had a stroke and she's like paralyzed. When I saw that, what do I have? Relationship problem? That's nothing. It suddenly sounded so small in the large scheme of things, right? I was like grateful for everything that I already had. And then in parallel, I also realized that my love for Shobi is always there. It never went off. Sure, we may be together now or we may be divorced later. It doesn't matter. But the love that remains, still have feelings for her, still wanted to be happy. I wouldn't intentionally think of hurting her even once.
It all came full circle when he chose love over fear without attachment to the outcome.
16 years after I proposed on the same day to her again, saying, do you think we have a future together? She was so happy. And she said, I will do anything it takes. This was huge.
True letting go, it isn't about giving up. It's about stepping into a place where you're no longer controlled by the outcome. And that's when everything starts to shift for you. And once you get this down, the amount of progress you'll see with your wife is just rapid. Also to mention, by the way, we have an entire community of men helping with this final step. It is a lot simpler once you get with other guys who have done it. It comes so fast, and it is the number one skill to learn with her. So if you want the opportunity to get a free call with our marriage evaluation team, simply click the link down below, fill out the application fully, and take that call. It's not simply free advice though. It's for people who want to take action in winning their wife back. So that is you. Go ahead and click the link. Now listen to this conversation for the fourth point. The third lesson that I really caught from your telling me what happened was this idea of things could be a lot worse. Like, yes, you're going through this potentially divorce and separation with a woman that you've been with for so long, but you were able to say, okay, that's bad, but look at everything I have. And you focus on the gratitude. And as you know, if you come to my group calls or any of the group calls, I start with the wins because I want to prime your guys' brain towards the positive.
Yeah, I think it was a small, it was a slow progress. Um, I wa I'm an ex-management consultant. I already had a lot of shit together, and I was always organized, and my life was like very planned out. I just got more brutal in that. Now I had suddenly so much spare time, and then I was killing it at work. I was taking care of my house really well. I was with my social circle. I was interacting really well, spending a lot of time with them. I play sport on the weekend. That was going well. Everything was going well. I'm like, okay, this is great. Life is great. And I started building on that. In parallel with the coaching and the learnings that I've had, some rough corners that I had in terms of how I interact with others, that changed. My emotional intelligence suddenly went high. People started noticing it at work, at social, at sport, everywhere. And suddenly I felt this attraction from everybody around me. There was like a pull. And it was like, it's inexplicable, but it was like, very pleasant. And I could like, okay, this is new. Okay, this seems like a positive interaction. Okay, this feels good. So all of that started happening, and I was like, okay, this is probably what harmony looks like.
Raj discovered the positive priming effect. When you train your mind to seek gratitude, reinforcing emotional stability, most men going through heartbreak, just being gut wrenched, torn apart. When you focus on everything you lose, it makes sense that pain demands attention. But the key in emotional stability isn't found in dissecting the past, but shifting focus to what's still good, okay? When you intentionally seek gratitude, you train your mind to stay grounded, non-reactive, and emotionally stable, which is what you need to enter back, okay? It's not about forcing fake positivity. It's about rewiring your brain to recognize what's still in your control, what you still have gratitude over. So you naturally build momentum instead of getting stuck back in despair and low value energy that she will never come back to, all right? Think of your mind like a camera. Whenever you focus on, you magnify, okay? If you zoom in on everything that's missing, you feel emptier by the day. But if you shift the lens to what's solid and still valuable, still worth holding on to, that you're grateful for, you create this mental environment where confidence, peace, and clarity thrive, and you're good without her, and she wants you to be good without her. There's even a study backing this up on how gratitude changes you and your brain. It found that individuals who practice gratitude consistently had lower stress, better emotional regulation, and overall increased well-being. Their brain literally rewired to be more resilient in the face of challenges. And practically, all you have to do is just, at the end of the night, write down 5 things you're grateful for. Just have a little note journal by your bed. It is so simple. It takes 5 minutes a day, not even 5 minutes. And I'm telling you, the effects are so profound. I know it seems simple, but if you haven't tried it for 30 days, it will change your life. If you want one thing, just try that, please. And you always have to ask yourself too, what is in your control? You must create alignment. And like Raj said, this isn't just about happiness, it's about harmony. When your thoughts, emotions, and actions all align, you move with clarity and confidence. And confidence is what draws people back in, including your wife. When you focus on gratitude, the energy you bring into the world shifts. And when that happens, everything else follows. I'm telling you. And I hope that you found Raj's story just inspiring as I did, but I'm so proud of him for the work he put in. I mean, the timeline didn't happen overnight. And the most important part of this video is that he is not the only one who has done this. I want you to check out this video of this client right here that we saved their marriage, and you'll see that for you, it is possible. The more of these you watch, the more possible it is for you to become that man that wins her back, okay? So set up a call with our team if you need help. I'll see you in the next one.